Does it mean you have to bring us all down with you?
Yeah, leather.
Yes, it does.
And welcome everyone to the inbred bread.
What? The inbred bread.
The inbred. Is it?
Inbred.
It's incestception this week. No. Welcome everyone to In the
How
Bread
does that work?
podcast. Well,
Is it like the what's
royal-
the human centipede, but like
it's
with
royal
cocks?
family. Actually, speaking of royal family, anyone hear the news?
Oh, we all know about the news.
I don't
Young
fucking
Rachel.
I know of
care.
the news.
I don't care. Prince Harry has got himself an actress
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
touch his dingaling. So
Yep.
what?
Rachel from Suits, which probably won't stay alive. And I reckon I'm going to bring up some controversy right here.
Oh, here we go.
She will die in the next couple of years before the wedding.
What? Her in
But
real life or her
hang
in
on.
the TV show? Her character
Oh,
in the TV
both.
show.
Both.
Oh, both.
But
Sorry.
in real life as well. Because
Hang on.
she is not the ideal woman for royalty.
You
She
are.
has shown explicit images on her Instagram, which she has
Really?
natural.
Which
removed.
Instagram is it?
I don't know
I
her
wouldn't
real
be
name.
surprised if they're removed.
I don't fucking care. I don't care. I really don't care. She could flash the
Hang on.
inside of her vagina. I
What
don't
exactly is the news?
care. Prince
He got
Harry
engaged.
is engaged.
I thought they were already engaged.
No, you're
No.
thinking of Prince William.
No, royal commentators are always, we predict that they'll be engaged in the next 10 days or blah, 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 blah.
I could have sworn months ago I read somewhere or heard somewhere that they had gotten engaged.
Nugsy.
Unless that was just them planning the engagement. In which case, if it took them months to plan the engagement, holy fuck.
What do you need
This
to
is
do to
royalty,
plan an
man.
engagement? You give them a
I don't
ring.
know.
It's planning the wedding's the hard
That's
bit.
what- Yeah,
Press
that's what I
conferences,
thought.
all that rubbish. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not just it's when you get married as a royalty, and
Oh,
this might happen to you guys soon.
Oh, I look forward to it.
You do not just get married.
Who will
to
I get,
your
Camilla?
husband or wife. You marry the whole country and possibly the world.
I want Jennifer Ashton. Ashton. I can't say her name.
Aston.
Yeah, I never think I say her name right. Last name right. But yeah.
Aston Kutcher.
Aston Martin. Jennifer Aston Martin. She's great. So how's everyone been?
I feel pretty good today, actually.
Yeah? Get up to much? Work today, Nugs?
Yeah, I did, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. What about you, Lebs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tiring.
Work
I'm tired.
You know what I
don't know
did
if you
today?
realised.
Well, you guys
had a
said
jerk.
you had a rough day. Guess what I had to do today?
Did you have a jerk at work?
No. Well,
Did you
yes.
had a
but
jerk
that was
with
a good
Tom?
thing. No, actually, no. Som got a good day today. She came
Oh,
inside.
good
I
on
bet
you,
she
Tom.
did,
and,
mate.
no, I had to dye Georgie's hair. We'll help her. And she told me not to help
Oh.
because I was too tired. And I was like, I don't want to. And I was like, I felt bad, so I thought I would help.
And now she has no hair? Is that
Yeah, I showed it all.
where the story was going? Okay.
No, she's like a. It's like
Then you didn't have to dye
Which
anything.
hair though? Which hair?
the only hair that she has, the hair on her head.
Oh, is that right? So she got rid of the ones on her toes, did she?
Yeah, she did. It's a nice cherry red. The hair on her head, not on her toes. That used to be blonde.
Yeah, there's no hair on the toy.
Sorry, that was really. I did that.
So
I've
yeah,
been watching the Ferals and
wasn't
I've
she-
been a bit excited.
She was talking about dyeing it not long ago. Not long ago,
Rest
right?
in peace, mate.
yeah, I think she did. And I think she's always talking about dyeing her hair, but this is like a thing that we had in the cupboard for months, and she finally thought
Princess
she'd
died.
The dye has died.
She died. She was killed by the royal family on that topic.
Oh, we spoke about this before.
yeah.
That's old
Oh,
news.
mate, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, but actually, speaking of hair or lack of it, bald men doing bald stuff.
Yeah.
No way.
I thought you may like this
The fuck is
as a
it?
bald man.
The Guardian. I'm opening it up right now. It's hot off the presses. I'm reading it. Don't auto start the video, you piece of. Okay. What are they doing? Suction cups. I thought maybe they drilled hooks into their heads. Now that would be fun. Suction cups.
Yeah, no, there's a annual competition in Japan where bald men get together and they celebrate being bald by doing things
Samurais.
Awesome.
that are bald.
It's
Yeah,
a-
so there's one game where they play tug of war with suction cups. And they stick the suction cups on like each other's heads, and there's a string that joins them,
Yeah.
and they try and like pull the suction cup off the other guy.
Okay.
And later on in that video, because it's only a video,
Yep. Yep. I can
they're all sitting down and eating, and you can see like the top of one of the guy's heads, and it's all like purple and looks bruised.
Who are they eating? First off,
Probably dogs or something, or
Oh.
cats.
no, they don't eat cats. That's
Oh, good kitty.
kitty.
Yeah, I think they do. Isn't that their favorite meal of the day?
Shut up! No one eats cats. It's a crime against humanity.
Pretty sure a lot of, if not most of them.
No
at
one
least
does.
10 years
Shut your
ago,
dirty whore mouth. It
ate
doesn't
kitty.
happen. It does not happen. Full stop.
Nobody
Okay,
knows what I'm saying, right?
I'm
Hell yeah.
I'm watching this.
What the question? The
This
question
is-
we need to be asking
This is the Olympics. I wish we had.
is, when does Hitler get mentioned in this podcast?
Oh, right now. Considering we've
Yeah,
actually
he was a topic. He was a topic, but I did remove it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to mention Hitler at all in this podcast. Not once. I didn't want to say Hitler once. I didn't want to say Hitler twice. I didn't want to say him multiple times.
well,
Hitler.
You didn't want to say Hitler multiple times, yeah.
No.
I don't blame you for not mentioning Hitler multiple times.
Yeah, I just want to munch on him. That's all.
Well, the interesting thing about Hitler was that he was trying to expand Germany. And you know what's happening with Australia right now? It's expanding. Australia is currently eating New Zealand and Singapore. We are big now, apparently. What is this? What is it? I went to this.
I'm always
here
been big,
first.
mate.
I've been-
What are you talking
I
about?
went to this geographicchannel.com website. It looks like something that's been set up by a friggin' 2-year-old. What the hell is this?
Obviously good enough to be mentioned.
It's great, but what the fuck is this? Did you
I
make
never
this,
clicked on
Nugsy?
the
Is that
link.
you in the bottom left
No.
corner?
Yeah, that is me, but
The
I
little
didn't make
chicken
this
Nugsy. Oh, it's so cute. Kitty cute. Wait,
So
okay.
explain this expansion.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? Is it like DLC or something, or what?
There's ordering information.
I'm sure it's paid as well.
But what do you mean
Yeah.
Australia eats New Zealand and Singapore? We're claiming
They're
them?
hungry.
We're just big now.
Is this an actual topic, or you guys what is
Bro,
this?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm excited to hear what's going on.
Yeah,
us
tell us,
more.
Ed.
Right here! It says Australia expands, eats New Zealand and
Why did you put the news in, Ed?
I did.
If you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, this thing I do know is a legitimate friggin' website, and I know that's a legitimate article because I've just read it in 2 seconds.
I don't know, that website was pretty legitimate to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally legit. You know, that's going to get all the links if people can send their dick pics to that website. Okay. Speaking of Australia, we're moving on from Australia. Australian companies offering women to freeze their eggs. And I thought it meant like
free?
chicken eggs. No, for 20 grand. 20 grand.
Yeah.
Is this what you mean by expansion?
Possibly.
No, well, lack of expansion, because they're
Possibly.
delaying childbirth. I heard it on the radio, and I thought it was moronic and bizarre, but I see the merits in it. But the issue I have is that, so it started off in America, as far as I've been led to believe,
As everything does.
and you know, a couple of major US companies are doing it, like Apple, and I think Google do it as well.
Mm.
And they offer women a large sum of money, up to 20,000, or so the article says, to freeze their eggs, in order to like
Save
let them
from-
focus on their careers, and then, you know, that gives them a chance to have children later on, because the older women get, the less likely they are to have healthy babies.
Healthier eggs. So they get
Yeah.
the healthy eggs now, freeze them in time, freeze them in
Yep.
stasis, and then they reimplant them, I guess, through some type of IVF.
Yeah,
thingy.
later on, so they can still have a
Delicious.
healthy child.
It's great. Fantastic.
It's a practice that apparently is being brought out over here.
It's very expensive, though. I mean, focusing on your career, and you got to dish out $20,000. You better have a good career already, otherwise, how the hell are you going to have $20,000 on top of a mortgage, on top of bills, on top of rent, on top of everything
See,
else?
I wonder, because if you freeze the eggs, right, and you're like, God, I can worry about having children in 10 years' time when I'm 34.
Mhm.
But do they just freeze the eggs? Do they test the eggs to make sure that they're
I'm sure they
healthy
get a few
eggs?
Do they
They
freeze
test
this?
the eggs.
Do they freeze
Yeah.
the eggs or freeze the
tastes
entire
fresh.
woman?
Suck on the eggshell? No, because if they freeze like a
Yeah.
bad egg or something and they try and use it for IVF later on,
I got a feeling
and it doesn't work.
they have a few. It's kind of like a shotgun effect. They grab a few.
Yeah,
of them
but
and
if you have like problems with fertility,
yeah.
and if you freeze 5, you might have 4 out of 5 that are bad, or maybe all of them. I don't know.
I'm guessing they'll have tests
Why,
they'll do before that. Just to,
You'd hope so.
yeah, like they'll do a sperm test, they'll do an egg count, and oh, these eggs look ripe for the picking. I don't know. I'm not an egg expert. I don't spend all day studying.
An expert, if you will. If you will, of course.
Oh wow, you're so funny.
I think so.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I reckon it's good.
No, absolutely. It's an option to allow women to, focus on their job if they want to. But then I wondered if companies will push women to do this. Because if
how many
if
of them go on maternity leave and what?
Yeah,
could it be covered by insurance, company insurance?
Well, I don't know. It depends on the company.
Might be.
I also think I have a idea on why this is also being decided, so that way they can offshore it to other families who need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sooner or later, homosexuality will be a thing, and they can't have kids.
What do you mean? It is a thing. People have been doing it for ages, dude.
What do you mean?
Homosexuality's been around since the dawn of man. Come on.
No. They've only just voted for it.
Oh, gay marriage.
Yeah.
Australia has.
Wait, they can get married now? No, I'm joking.
You
know what I mean?
Wait, hang on.
You just hear a gunshot.
Leather, no. Can they actually get married yet? Has that law passed through, or are they still sitting on it?
Heaven only knows what happens now. They found out something like 61% of Australia said yes. The other 39 were like no, and I don't know.
But what are the politicians doing? I thought the politicians were meant to have made a decision by the next day. It's now what, 2 weeks later?
They'll probably.
I think by the end of the year, actually, is when.
Okay.
They probably voted to have a delay for like 2035 to worry about it then.
But the reason why I brought that up is because, let's just say, this becomes a standard in 10, 20 years' time. Everyone can marry whoever they want, right?
Cool. Excellent.
Where are all the kids going to come from?
Where are all the kids going to come from? Dude.
Where are the kids going to come from? The drop in population.
Thank heavens. We're overpopulated. Huge. We're already overpopulated. We need to decrease.
Then what will real estate people do, They need people to go into their units.
No.
All those Chinese investors, they've wasted their money.
And they're backing out now.
Feed them.
They're backing out now.
A
lot of Chinese investors are starting to pull out of the Australian market, and they're predicting now that
the homosexuality thing.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, why not? And they're predicting that the housing market. I don't think they're predicting this, but the apartment market is going to be not plummeting, but starting to decrease in values. So by 2020, they're saying that.
Is it because there's like a million of them?
No, it's because you bought an apartment.
Yeah, that's right.
That's seriously it. Seriously, I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,000 times again.
You've said it 1,000 times. I've said it 1,000 times.
Thank you so much, Lever, for helping everyone in Australia who's trying to become first home buyers to actually be a step closer now with the prediction that we will have more affordable apartments in the near future.
It's what I do best, baby.
You jumped yourself on that grenade.
I didn't tell everyone yet. I told a few people that I knew that hadn't purchased anything yet. Mm-hmm. Wait till I buy something.
Yeah.
Wait till I buy something
and
watch the market plummet.
I mean, you had a good few months there, Lever.
No,
you did.
It happened within the week, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
A good few weeks, Lever.
God bless you, mate. God bless you. But speaking of plummeting, the Australian retail market is expected to, have this huge shift. No, the other way around. They're thinking they think things are going to go bad for it because Amazon has quote unquote had its soft launch in Australia. Soft launch, is that like soft porn? I don't know, but
it didn't even launch. Did it launch? I'm pretty sure it failed.
It was a soft launch. I don't know what a soft launch means. I assumed it's something to do with bread. But either way.
Wait. Why would you think it's to do with bread?
Because bread's soft.
So mattresses.
Yeah.
And pillows.
Do you reckon it's everything soft? Do you reckon that was it? They're just selling everything soft, and now they'll do a hard launch where they sell things like candy and, I don't know,
that would
TVs.
explain my penis, to be honest.
What? You bought it through Amazon?
Yeah.
During the soft launch?
Yeah.
Nugsy, mate.
That's why everything's so soft.
Oh. Oh.
Silky smooth.
Well, Amazon has been under fire recently.
Did they die?
An undercover journalist went into from the Mirror newspaper, spent 5 weeks undercover in a warehouse in Essex, UK, wearing a hidden camera and captured, I guess, the nightmare that the staff have to go through. One colleague, like, these guys are standing up for 10 hours, apparently. And it's like, yeah, well, I do that for retail, so trust me, it's no big deal. You just
everyone does that
fucking
for retail.
do it.
No one sits down when they're in the shop. What the hell is this?
It's like, oh, Amazon, big company. Retail, retail. So get back behind the counter.
You little shit.
But seriously, apparently a guy was taken to the hospital after he collapsed on the job.
Oh, poor guy.
Another lady had a panic attack after she was told
About Amazon. Oh, we're starting! What do I do?
Oh, I wish. No, she was told that it was compulsory overtime, meaning she'll be working up to 55 hours a week over Christmas, which I think is bullshit. I don't think compulsory overtime should be a thing. That should be illegal. I'd say no, goodbye, walk out. Compulsory overtime. Okay, you got to give me compulsory overtime wages, which is 3 times what I'm getting right now. Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, but of course, these guys are expected to pack one thing every 30 seconds. That's
what robots are for.
It's 220 items per hour, and they are saying that they're going to be raising that to 200 items per hour. That's insane. You're right. We'll need machines. Humans can't do that.
Well, that's going to be the future in 10 years.
That sounds illegal straight away.
The whole force thing, yeah, absolutely.
Because unless you're employed with compulsory overtime stated, you can't be forced to do compulsory overtime. And if you're fired for it, if you're fired for it, that's unfair dismissal. And I'm pretty sure, judging by this site from the UK, even if it does by law, they can't usually be forced to work more than an average of 48 hours a week.
In UK law?
Everything about so everything about what's been said is highly illegal. That being said, though, it does not depend where this is coming from.
What do you mean?
In the sense that, like, is this her immediate superior, or is this something that's being enforced all over Amazon?
No
because
idea.
I don't feel like it would be all over Amazon. I feel like this might be one manager in maybe one branch. You know what I mean?
Well,
No.
I will say this for about every company I've ever worked with.
Actually, that is true. Because I know people that have suffered this issue as well. But yeah.
It could be a manager by manager basis, but I know that every company that, if it's something like, if a company wants you to do something and you're on the bottom tier and you're like, no, sorry, that goes against the thing, that goes against what, is allowed by fair trade. You're making me to do something which is outside of my job description, or you're making me do something which is outside the guidelines, like working more than 48 hours a week or something like that. Then they would be like, okay, we're asking you to do it, and not tell anyone about it. You don't have to, but we strongly advise that you do. And if you do, then great, they're happy. If you don't, well, then you get like one shift for like the next month. And they're like, well, you're still working for us, so you're not technically fired. You just had a reduced rate of hours. That is something I've seen in so many of my jobs if people don't comply.
That can only work if you're a casual, though.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's essentially what happened to me. Not the whole overtime thing, but the manager didn't like very much. I didn't get along with the manager very well.
Yeah.
And I went from working 5 days a week to 4 to 3 to 2
to 1
to 1, I think 4 or 5 hour shift.
That's ridiculous. You see? Terrible
it's
manipulation. Moronic. That's why people, they really like, they'll sign up. Actually, I had one job, my first job actually, in a liquor store, a big company as well. They were like, okay, they said you have to sign this new contract now, switching from a casual worker to a part-time worker. If you don't sign it, we are reducing your hours to 1 day a week. They said that. They said that to my face and other people's faces. And that is illegal. That is forcing someone. If I knew then what I know now, I would have taken them to court. Because you can't say that. You cannot force someone to sign a contract against their will.
It's not common sense.
Yeah, I know that.
You have to get a fair use
But
for that.
when you're young, when you need money, when you're desperate,
fair use.
you got nothing.
Not fair use.
Fair trade. Fair use. They're not using it right, you bastards. Oh well.
What's the... No, there's a, like...
Ombudsman? Dildo? I don't know.
Answer the question.
Yeah, it
Far
would
out.
Yes.
It's the Fair Work Commission. I couldn't remember what it was called, that's all.
Oh well. It's not fair. But you know what is fair?
It's not fair.
You know what is fair? Actually, speaking
not
about
fair,
the housing market before, Levo, what would you say, and Nugsy, if I told you could have your first house forget the land, but if you could have your first house built for under $20,000.
Yeah, but you say
Not
forget the
believe
land. What
you.
if they built my house,
On a swamp.
the shittiest house, ever, on the stilts in the middle of a swamp?
Okay, let me rephrase
I
that.
suppose I still have a house.
It's a new suburb, a new developing suburb in Sydney. It's not a terrible
In
place.
the West.
Why not? Okay, it's not.
Is it built on a pile of needles?
No, this is proper housing zoned area. Okay, you spent 20 grand on the land. You're spending 20
I don't
grand
know.
on the house.
This whole thing doesn't sound like proper to me.
It's legit. It's legit.
Is it on fucking Uluru or something?
No,
or
no, no,
something
no, no,
in the
no.
middle of nowhere?
Yeah,
It's
describe the. I know you just said it's like new and everything, but like, where is it?
I guess anywhere that the council would allow you to erect such a building, which is being offered right now.
All right.
Alright.
So let's assume like these new suburbs
I
in the
like that
West
word.
that are spawning. Let's just say that.
Okay, well they're okay. I mean, the designs for new families and nice areas with shops and amenities. Yeah. So
Amenities?
So what's happening right now is a Queensland company is selling these, I'm guessing, flat pack homes. They were selling state-of-the-art garages, and now they're offering home kits for under $19,000. They are, quote, tiny yet affordable Titan homes, and apparently they're being used for guest houses, granny flats, or parent retreats. But
Are you saying you own it if you pay 20,000?
it's 20,000. Yeah, that's it. It's basically your own house that you can build yourself. A guy and a lady did it in their back garden. Granted, you got to get clearance from the council, but apparently
Right.
that councils are getting more
So-
relaxed about it.
So it all sounds good and well. See, this would probably work well in Queensland because they do get a lot of hurricanes and I mean, we get bushfires as well, but they seem to couple a lot more than we do.
So
So
there's,
having a quick, set up shop kind of home
Oh yeah.
I don't think
would
it's
be really
that,
handy.
I don't think it's that quick. They actually have to build the house. It's a proper house. It's just that it's designed in such a way. It's small, compact, but it's kind of like a small apartment, but a house.
Yeah, but I think what Nugsy's saying is like, your house
It's cheaper.
itself.
You can just
point.
build another one on top.
Yeah, just you got something.
Because
to
if I mean, one of those situations usually mean a lot more work. So they wouldn't have a shortage of workers to get the house built. But the fact that it's more affordable, like it's almost the price of a car.
Oh yeah, I've
depending
seen.
what type of car you get.
Yeah, easy,
Yeah.
easy.
So it's not too bad.
Mm.
So there are like applications for this.
It looks. I'm looking at the pictures of it. I mean, it's small, but it looks livable. This looks like an apartment, but it's a small little flat pack house.
I don't know. I don't really know how councils work. I feel like there are probably a lot of things that you'd have to take into account as well.
Well,
I mean, it's definitely not a bad idea. 19 grand, fucking hell.
I
Can anybody afford a house here?
no, but I could afford a flat pack house if I had the land. Depending where the land is, I'm sure it wouldn't be too expensive.
Yeah.
But then again, this would be like it would be like the next trailer park thing, wouldn't it? Because you have all these low-income people living in these areas, kids growing up doing heroin, shooting.
Yeah,
animals.
because you'd have to set up shop like out west where they're starting land development. You couldn't do it in the middle of the city because
I already have.
because you'd have to find a house, knock it down, and then build that on top, and that's
Unless
more
it's
money than you'd be willing to spend.
unless it's a blank lot of land, and they do exist. There's not many, but
They do, but yeah, then they're pretty rare.
rare, medium rare, like the steak I ate last night.
Ugh.
No, just kidding. Didn't eat
Give
the
me
steak.
well done.
Well, you know what? Owning a house is like owning a charity. And speaking of charities, charities. Yeah, what's this all about? What's happened with charities?
We got into this conversation on the way home on Saturday, I believe. I can't even remember how it started either.
Here we go. Okay, what's up? What did they do to you? Where did they touch you on the
I
doll?
think we were talking about gay people again, and somehow this came up. Love came into the conversation.
Oh my
I don't remember.
No, I don't remember it.
I do remember reading.
I think it was Sharps. He was talking about like he was going to donate to
charity.
because of his grandmother fighting breast cancer and all that. He wanted to
Right.
buy something, I think, to support it.
So I read somewhere, or I heard somewhere that the CEO, I guess, of Pink Ribbon,
Mhm.
the breast cancer
Oh yes,
charity organization.
Yep, we do know Pink Ribbon. Yep.
It was found that the money that was donated to Pink Ribbon, I'm sure it's Pink Ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
I could be incorrect. Most of that went into if not all of that, went into it went into cancer awareness or breast cancer awareness.
Not the research.
Yes, and barely any went into the research for breast cancer.
Doesn't barely sound like an Asian bear. Anyway, go on. So, wow, that's...
Yeah, I don't know actual numbers. It was something, I think it was a headline I may have read on Reddit,
Mhm.
and I thought that was outlandish
It's
because
terrible.
I mean, the survival rates of breast cancer aren't terrible, but I'm sure they could be vastly improved.
Let's face it, any death in cancer is one death too many, be it
Right.
whatever cancer. You know what I find interesting? The fact that there is a higher rate of death, mortality rates, in male cancers than there are in, say, breast cancer. Like, say, prostate cancer. There's a higher rate of death in prostate cancer than there is in breast cancer, but yet breast cancer gets 4 times as much funding as prostate cancer does.
Do you think that could be because of
The amount of women in this world, yes.
should have a culling? No.
Shit.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. In the Bread does not recognize Nugsy as a member of this organization.
I thought I was a cruel, sexist one, but you beat me to
You
it,
still
mate.
are.
Jeez, man, that's harsh. And it's not even fair. That's just harsh.
Nah, it's harsh and fair. I
No,
love it.
that's not fair. It's harsh. It's
This
harsh
podcast
and
is sponsored
unfair.
and condones everything that Ennui has said ever.
You know what? I'm now really second guessing getting Jared from the Subway sandwiches commercials being our spokesperson now.
Wait, he can help us. He can aid us.
Don't you remember
Yeah.
what happened to him even more recently than the AIDS thing?
No.
No.
The whole pedophile allegations? How he wanted...
Oh, yeah.
He's like, even worse shit now. He's not the person you want as your spokesman.
Why not?
You know what? Good. That's you're right. Who am I to judge? Fuck it.
Yeah, why are you judging someone?
In
You
fact,
don't know him.
He's probably really cheap now because no one else will hire him. I'm going to send him an
Yeah.
email right now. Dear Jared.
Do you think he could get us free subs?
I actually had Subway the other day. It wasn't too bad. No, I don't think he would.
I haven't had Subway in months.
Yeah, I had a really bad experience in the city, and I swore off them for years, and then I was just so sick of what I was eating in my food court. I thought I'll just try Subway again, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, I used to buy it often when I was at Spotlight because they had one just downstairs.
Oh,
But I
that's
don't think I've had one since,
Yeah,
which
Really?
would have been over a year ago now.
it's
Maybe a year
okay.
ago now.
It's still fast food. It does the job.
Yeah.
It's pretty filling, and they've got good range.
And
Let's
the
just
cookies are delicious.
The cookies are good. Just pray it doesn't give you diarrhea due to, I don't know, bacterial.
Ah, it doesn't matter. It's a
Things.
cookie. Cookies are always
No,
worth
not
it.
the cookies, the sandwiches, the cold cuts and all that.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about the cookies then.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you just ordered the cookies.
Yeah.
I'm on the
A
Subway
cookie
diet,
sandwich, please.
and I keep getting fat. I don't know why. What do you order? Just the cookies. And I dip them in chocolate.
Damn,
Yeah.
Jared! You lied to me.
Oh, jeez. Well, okay. So
Yeah,
something about-
but do you think that's like more because it's people who get checked for prostate cancer check it too late? Like, is the diagnosis for prostate cancer not so much harder, but like
The early warning.
more involved than breast cancer? Because breast cancer, you can see it, right? That's
Oh,
why
no,
they tell women to check their breasts.
I thought they had to feel a lump in the breast.
Yeah.
With men, it's the
But
same.
with is
it's-
it though? I thought they go up the.
They do, but you have to feel again. I mean, both
Yeah,
times.
but I mean, it's a bit more like because men will be like, "Well, I'm not going to do that."
I've had it done.
A lot of men.
I had
Really?
I had a scare. Yeah, I did. A couple of years ago now. I had a
Months
I-
ago.
It was actually the second time I
It
went.
was
that was
yesterday.
the second time I went, that was just for fun. But the first time was really scary. It was I just had to, because I was having some problems and I needed to get it checked out. And I was like, well, this could be prostate cancer.
What
Could be the
problem
reason.
could you possibly
You don't want to know. And
I do. Oh,
and
this is a good topic.
and yeah, I had the finger in the butt. And well, I think I said to the
Do
guy,
you go in dry or do you go in wet?
"Oh no, he went in wet." I made sure he spat on it
Okay.
first.
You didn't do this. You didn't do the stupid. Oh, you should have bought me dinner first. Bullshit, did you?
No. What I said was, I think I said sorry that I had to do that.
You should have turned around and said, "This will only hurt a bit."
So this is my first time. Is it yours? No. What did I say? I said something that made him laugh because it was definitely original. But now it's such a long time ago, I can't remember. It's something along the lines of, sorry you had to do that. And he responded with, well, something I'm getting into the profession. I was expecting I'd have to do. And what did I say? It was so long ago, I can't recall. But either way, yeah, that was it. And I left my butt a little bit sore, but I was given the all clear, which was good. Yeah, it's great fun. Give it a go if you haven't tried it out yet. Just, you know what? You're going to have it done when you're older anyway, so why not get the fear of it taken care of first? Get the
10 years or something, is it? Or 5 years?
But I'm not even fearing it. Like, what's there to fear?
You're looking for. In fact, your dad checks your prostate every night.
That's why he touches his shoulder first. He's warming up to it.
Get the great back.
And no one's
sweat.
gonna know that reference.
No.
They will in a year's time. Don't worry. In 11
Was
months.
that in that one?
That was That was.
It wasn't that one.
It was
I do remember us talking about it. I didn't realize that we actually went in.
time capsuled one. Yeah. That was great. I will touch my son however I want in my house.
Whenever I want.
Oh. I aspire to be like your
Spoilers.
dad one day, Lever. Spoilers, good point. I don't want to spoil the futuristic podcast, but yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. As I say, one death by any gender, by any cancer, is one too many. But I also believe that if one cancer has a higher death rate than another one and is only getting a quarter of the funding, there is something wrong with that.
There's been something wrong with this sort of idea for a long time, and you will never win this argument because our lives don't matter. It's as simple as that.
It's a form of
Because we've
inequality.
been oppressing everyone else for the longest period. Let them have their turn.
Okay. We are the minority. Okay, fine. That's fine. Whatever. I'm fine. We're gonna open it up again. No, equality.
No, you're absolutely right.
Pure
they are
equality.
horrible people. You are
I
100%
didn't
right,
say
Ed.
that, you piece of
Oh, then what were you going to say? Please clarify.
I said that the people who are horrible are those that believe that equality is having more than the other person. No, that's not equality. Equality is pure unbiased, I should be able to meet a person who says, I want to marry my dog and I fuck it every night, and meet a man on the street that says, yes, I love my husband or my wife or my daughter or my child or whatever, and just look at them all the same. It doesn't matter. If you're a family man or if you're in love with your dog, you've got to look at everyone exactly the same level because we are all the same.
That's fucked up.
What, you would never have sex with a dog?
No,
What's wrong with you?
I don't know anymore. I guess I don't really support anything, it seems.
You
Why am
don't.
I the one missing out? Why am I living in this backwards society? No, mentality. Everyone else is moving forward. I'm stepping back and walking backwards. I don't want any of this to happen, yet it's all happening soon. Dogs will marry me, and I'll have no choice. Like, it won't even be an option. And I will never accept it, but everyone else will.
Could just imagine a dog walking Lev around on the street in a leash, and he's like having to shit on the sidewalk.
Up until 2015, it was legal. Bestiality was legal in Denmark.
But you can
So you
marry
missed
them.
out by 2 years.
Wow, oh
You
damn.
can marry them, though.
Yeah, still, but you could, just have a fling if you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Going down to the RSPCA, you got any feisty ones?
Oh, yeah.
I like them a bit older.
I've had a bit to drink. Ready to go.
Oh, jeez. It gives a new meaning to catwalk, doesn't it? I'm glad someone got that.
No. No, it doesn't.
No. Well,
Now.
speaking of things which are, I guess, going against the grain, can you believe that someone started a GoFundMe page to raise money for Charles Manson's funeral.
Get fucked.
That was a lot of people's response.
And how did we go? How much did we raise?
How
From
much
what
did we raise?
From what I read in the article, we got $500
Oh,
We did.
out of the 15 we were hoping. No,
We were hoping.
I
wait, did
forget.
you say 1,500?
They were wanting 15,000 for the funeral,
Oh, yes. Okay, cool.
which is, I guess, standard for a funeral. I don't know. They're not cheap, but
Well, if you go to a Catholic one,
Funerals? They're not cheap?
50,000.
Oh, could have fooled me, mate.
But yeah, I could have. But the this article came out, and then it was actually raising money for, I guess, the next of kin that was going to have to deal with Charles Manson's remains.
Oh, if I was the
which
next of kin, that would end up in a fucking dumpster.
is,
I'll take it.
you know what? I would have him cremated and then find some kind of
No!
weird fucker out there who has too much money.
Imagine how
and-
much
what
money
you do?
make off that.
You could sell them. You could sell them like little vials of Charles Manson. People would buy it. People are sick.
No!
Yes, they
No,
would.
no.
They would.
No,
No.
Okay. No,
You preserve Charles Manson.
No, no one will
And you
care about
display him,
Oh,
and you get people to pay to come see Charles Manson.
and,
an extra
oh,
$5
and
you can
abuse
throw
him.
an apple at him.
Yeah.
Yes!
Stuff
And you have,
them.
like, you stick it through, like, one of those, the stocks.
Oh,
from,
okay.
Like, medieval
stocks.
yeah,
They're not as flexible as they used to be.
times.
But apparently GoFundMe closed down this campaign.
Oh, what? What?
I know.
You get our money?
Well, so I don't know. I guess the money would have been actually they probably took the money themselves. Like, we're going to use this to raise awareness.
They probably took it and privately funded for the funeral.
Yeah, probably. You know, we were just speculating. These are all allegations, but we cannot confirm or deny these things. But
Only some of them.
apparently that if no one claims the body, Charles Manson's body within 10 days of his death, he'll be just cremated and I don't know, flushed into the ocean like everybody else.
Who's going to
Flushed
claim
into
that?
the ocean.
Maybe we should. I think we should.
We could make a lot of money from this. I don't know if it's been more
Why
than
hasn't
10
anyone
days.
else thought of this? Are we just cruel, evil people or something?
I wonder if we actually have to be members of the family in some way, or if we can just be someone like.
Just say you're his daughter or something.
You're gonna have to show proof, especially in
Proof.
America.
Show boob. Yeah, you can do it. I'm sure you can.
I'll show some proof. Okay, I'll contact the thing, and I'll just be like, hey, can we have it? You know, how much is it going to cost? The only other issue is flying a body in a plane or having at least ashes. It's a lot of paperwork and a lot of, I guess, things you got to pay to allow that to happen. It's not just a
Alright,
case of
you
here's a
can do
body, stick it in
Sell the house. Sell
cardboard
the house,
box.
mate.
Oh, okay, rightio.
Cut them up in pieces and we'll rebuild them later. Fine.
Great. Oh, it's a shame we don't have teleporters like in Star Trek. Then we're just, that's gonna
Star
be
Trek.
Track.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Aren't they,
Ostpost.
yeah.
Delivery service.
Yeah, hell yeah, that'd be great.
Star Trek.
Star
I didn't know
Trek.
they had teleporters.
There are teleporters in Star Trek.
What if they have teleporters? Why does my mail not arrive on time all the time?
Yeah,
No,
seriously.
Star Trek, not Star Trek, not the
You
postal
said
service.
track a
You
million
said
times.
track.
Star Trek. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I have.
never say it wrong again, mate. That really offends all the Vulcans in the world.
Oh my gosh! Shut up. May the,
even know which generation you're even talking about.
may the Force be with you. I know. Star Wars and Star Trek.
Spock, I am your
Star
father. Idiot.
Oh jeez. You know what? I was really sad when Oh no,
Mr. Nimoy.
no. Oh yeah, when he died. Yeah. No, it was Barack Obama. Apparently, he did that. He messed
died?
up. No, he did the sign, and he got Star Trek and Star Wars mixed up.
Star Trek.
Star
Is it a truck?
Trek.
Is it a
Star
truck?
Trek. Doesn't fucking matter.
And he got it mixed up. What do you mean he got it mixed up?
I don't know.
Did
Apparently,
he
it's-
say a quote and did the Vulcan thing?
yeah, he probably did something like that. It's probably just stupid media. It's probably the Daily Mail pumping out their shit again.
Obama hates white nerds. Only white nerds.
Yeah. War against
sounds like
the
Obama.
white nerds. That would get a lot. That's a lot of clickbait right there.
Mm.
Oh well. Ah, jeez. Jeezums. Okay, what else have we got here? I'm reading through this thing. Yada yada yada. Okay, well, yeah, I I don't know, maybe one of us. Well, it's been more than 10 days. I think Charles Manson's been cooked. But
Has it?
I think it has. But
Or do we know if he was claimed?
hang on.
Here
we go.
Let's send it to the lab rats in the back. Do the research, boys.
Oh yeah, maybe we get rats to eat the body, like in Dishonored or something.
But why would we do that?
Why not?
What the hell? Battle erupts over the control of Charles Manson's estate? What does he own? That has people fighting for his estate?
He's the
Lots
pillow
of
he
money.
slept on.
Yeah, I mean, granted, you could sell a lot of his stuff or, make a museum. People would come to it, but
Maybe
what?
his music.
Oh no, don't fucking play the thing, I hate these auto-starting fucking videos. Can't you press it forward? Oh, fuck.
Good thing you've invested in an ad block. Oh, no, you haven't.
I've got it. For some reason, it doesn't stop news articles.
Which one?
from stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, the autoplay, like if you go to news.com.au, it autoplays a stupid video. Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, okay.
Trending
I
in
know
the
what
US, Oklahoma teacher, 22, socked with criminal charges for alleged sex romp with underage boy. Yeah, you watch. She's going to get out of it. She's not going to get in trouble for it. She won't go to jail. Because females
Give her a
can't. Females can't be pedophiles. No,
No.
that can't happen.
Congratulations for sticking it to the man.
Man, standing up for women's rights.
Yeah.
It's not.
Good on you, girl.
Women can't rape. Perfectly normal.
No, you know what? That's actually a huge argument. A lot of people say women can't rape.
Oh, okay. There's a thing
Because
called
men always love it. They appreciate it. And having said that, I'm pretty sure most men who would complain, seriously.
I think if it's a boy and they
People
have,
would, Leon.
it's called.
People would complain. People have complained.
No, no.
Well, what point can you? When does sexual gratification come
Just
into play?
because you don't know them.
I know
Yeah,
everyone,
have
and no one has complained to me about it.
You know
Well,
everyone. You know
you're a
what?
cock.
It must be great to be God, Lebo. It really must be.
What? Who said that?
Because if you know everyone, you obviously have to be omnipotent and ever-present. And
You're impotent, you piece of shit. Don't you ever tell me I'm impotent again.
that's why Volks gave me the blue pill.
Yeah, and you haven't even used it yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm saving it.
For a rainy day,
I
love,
am.
is it?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm waiting for. I was going to say something, then I stopped because Georgie's.
What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing.
Eddie?
It's going to use it on someone attractive. Oh, that's harsh, but no, I don't mean that.
That's
Don't mean
alright.
that.
I'll wait for you to come over, mate. No worries.
Well, Georgie won't leave me alone with Som. Okay. Anyway, Wait, I'm just reading this article right now. Epic news live coming from the thing. Not even in our list of shit to read. Married teacher in Oklahoma was charged with rape Wednesday after allegedly having sexual relations with an underage male student. Okay, cool. Hunter Day? Hunter Day? What kind of name's that? Hunter Day. Hunter Day? Am I saying that? Am I reading that right? Hunter Day?
I don't know. I'm not looking at what you're looking at.
It sounds like
Hunter Day?
saying it wrong every time. It's just getting worse and worse.
It just sounds like an annual day that some state or town somewhere has. It's the Hunter Day.
If I was
You
a
hunt down people.
If I was a 15-year-old student, yes, I probably would, be very happy. If I was a boy, I would probably be terrified. But then again, there's a reason why these things are in place. It doesn't matter if the 15-year-old enjoys it. No. Well, think about it. It doesn't matter if they enjoy it. It's still considered rape. I'm sorry. It's just the way the law has dictated it.
Don't apologize, man. It's alright.
Okay, good. I'm not sorry. Take it back. Oh well. Wow, that's a shock. That was Oklahoma.
Apparently, the lady is married to the what's it called? The football coach at the school
The football
that
coach?
she worked. That she
That
was
doesn't
working
stop anyone. Good on him.
at. No, I like that she was keeping it,
Within the
all in
same-
one place. Yeah.
That's
She married the football coach and cheated with an underage kid.
It just means that she can love anyone at any time.
Oh, God bless her. She's a freedom fighter.
Yeah. She does it because she can and not because the man told her not to.
Well, speaking of doing what we can
Oppression.
to help with the environment, London buses are going to be powered by waste coffee grounds.
Huh?
when I was working in Port Macquarie, we
here.
did we installed some solar panels on this little coffee shop.
Yeah.
And every morning, like pulling up at this coffee place, and I like the smell of coffee, but coffee being made because they made their own coffee,
Ooh.
it's not the greatest smell.
Oh.
It smells like burnt. It smells like burnt coffee.
The roasting of the coffee beans, you mean?
Yeah.
There was a place in the city I used to walk past every morning on my way to film school that would roast their own beans. You could smell it, and I didn't mind it actually because it smelled like, I used to think it was burnt toast, but then I realized it was burnt roasting coffee.
That's close to what it kind of smells like.
Yeah,
And it's not a bad smell. It's just when you're working in the place that this smell is coming from, it gets really strong really quick.
That'll be.
Don't you get used to it though?
We weren't there long enough because
Yeah,
I think we were there 2 days in a row, and then we had to come back once for maybe an hour or two afterwards.
You'll have to excuse me a
Because
moment,
we had
everyone.
to.
I'll have to. I'm just making my announcement that I will be away for 2 minutes. I know I could have done that silently, but I have to.
All right, cut the
leave
podcast.
my-
That's it. Podcast ending. Deleting the file.
Okay. All right. sweet.
Deleting it.
Send it in the trash.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, she was only 22 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was interested now. 22.
What a waste of talent. All right, excuse me.
It took him how long to realize that?
Yeah. He obviously doesn't read. He's got the glasses that thick
I'm
and
22
doesn't
years old.
fucking
What
read
is
it.
this? It's ridiculous.
I must admit, I like the idea of coffee. Well, it's coffee oil. They're saying it's a process where they actually
Oil. Right.
use oil and other things to make coffee oil.
Well, it only said coffee. Oh, no, it says coffee grounds.
Yeah, coffee grounds. Beans are then dried. Okay, they get the beans, I guess, or the leftovers grounds from coffee shops, offices, and factories, which is good because it's not going into waste. And they recycle it, and I should say, what they do is it's dried, processed to extract the coffee oil, which is blended with other fats and oils to create a 20% bio-component, which is then mixed in with mineral diesel to create a B20 biofuel, Shell said. And then without modification, they just put it into the London buses and away they go.
So,
Do they
I
smell
guess diesel. I never thought of that. If they smell like coffee, that would be amazing.
imagine buses driving around the street. You're just seeing like this brown smoke coming out of
Yes!
this coffee. I like that idea.
Yes! You know what? That
Yeah.
would be actually, for people who liked coffee and didn't mind coffee, that would be the perfect way to get people to catch more buses.
Yeah, especially in the morning time. And I don't drink
Yeah,
coffee.
you wouldn't need to drink coffee. You'd just get high off the fumes.
I hate the taste of coffee. I've never had a coffee I liked, but I do like the smell. So I think that is maybe if that is something that is a consequence of using this biofuel, then even
That would be
more
cool.
reason. And you know what? At some point in the future, we will be running out of crude oil, so we have to find other ways that will sustain us. And,
But they see the thing with this is it's still using petrol. It's just being mixed with the petrol, right?
yeah,
Or
well, it's
diesel.
using less petrol, I guess. Well,
Yeah.
as
So
I say,
it's not. This is more of a. This feels more of a short-term solution than a long-term solution.
true, but every.
I mean, it's definitely progress, but the problem with progress is that at this point, it's kind of a little too late. We need kind of drastic, immediate change to
hydrogen.
kind of combat all the stuff that we've been doing and ignoring
hydrogen-powered cars.
all this time.
Only that will. It would only expel water, which would be great. Having a hydrogen engine or Tesla cars, or I don't know. But you're right.
How would that work?
How would
Especially in a car with electronics.
That's a good question. I have no idea. But hydrogen is a very volatile and the lightest of all elements, and can be utilized for very high-powered things.
Like
Hydrogen bombs, for example.
Like a gurney?
Why not? Yes. I'm not going to say no. Let's say a gurney.
A gurney that washes dishes?
Yeah. That's it. Well, we certainly have come a long way. And had they done this 20 years ago, that would be even better. Had they done it 50 years ago, that would be perfect.
If they had done this 20 years ago, the person who sat in the boardroom and suggested using coffee grounds, combining it with petrol to run a bus or a car, they'd be laughed out of the room.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be fired the next day.
For smoking pot.
Yeah.
He's obviously smoking pot. No one had that idea. It's crazy. Well, you know what? It has taken... Moving on from the evolution of petrol into the evolution of food.
Ooh.
2 decades in the making.
We're eating the coffee grounds. You can eat coffee, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure you could. Would I want to? No, thank you. I know
Yes.
you.
I have
Yes!
made my return, everyone.
you love it.
Interruption, PSA. I have returned.
Destroyed.
I'd like to know.
Talk about
I'd like
how we hate
to let you
women.
know that you were more than 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's
I
not
said
acceptable.
couple. Did I say two?
You said two.
You said 2 minutes.
You stated 2 minutes.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the podcast.
Yeah.
What did I say,
Yeah,
everyone?
you
On
will,
the
and you'll be
commenters?
full.
Please
You'll be
specify.
Vote down below.
Have come
If
all
you-
over your face.
If you wanna write in, the address is number 2.
That's
It's
2,000.
an interesting
and
color
one.
choice as well, but all right. Good on you.
Anyway,
The
this
color of
what is-
my.
cock.
What?
It's a spaniel. The evolution of food. 2 decades in the making. Millions of dollars invested into it. In the US, the first genetically modified apples have gone on sale. It is something they did. The main project of this genetically modified food was to remove the enzyme that would cause the apple to brown, which is, I guess, in rot and decay. So that way it lasts longer without rotting, which sounds like a good thing in my opinion. But then again, they got the people saying, "Oh, we don't actually know what the side effects are of tampering with nature's food, organic all the way." People saying the pesticides are bad. There's a lot of arguments on every side of this. I, for one, am not fussed with genetically modified food. Granted, it has been tested and it is safe to eat. If they can invent a food that doesn't rot that we can send on planes to poorer countries, then that people can eat, that's a great thing. I see that as a definite benefit, but of course, people are very skeptical. Would you guys eat genetically modified food if it was?
No.
What do you mean no? What's wrong with you?
I'll only do it if I need to. I want everything to be natural. That's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Man, Matt, you fucked it. What is natural? You're talking into a microphone. Did you?
Yeah, naturally. I'm not
Naturally.
I'm not shoving it down my throat and have a chip inside that's teleporting my vocal cords towards your earpiece that's recording into a vibrating massive machinery that's turning it into pixels and ones and twos.
You mean from analog to digital and back to digital, back to analog?
No, we're past that, dickhead.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's wrong with genetically modified food? If it's better.
Leva, are you being serious in all honesty?
Yeah, I don't want to eat
Okay.
it.
Why? If
Wait,
it's
hang on,
proven
hang on.
to be safe.
How is it proven to be safe? Cigarettes were proven to be safe for the first 50 years of release.
And we made a mistake.
Yeah, no
So-
kidding. Just like with everything else, like water bottles. I mean, far out. Those things have BPA. Apparently, that's poisonous. But
Yeah, well, apparently.
Now we're
there's-
releasing water bottles or bottles in general BPA free. Well, what are they replacing BPA with? Oh, apparently that's safe. Let's find out what happens 30, 50 years later when everyone starts dying from the replacement. You know, nothing is safe.
PAB. It's just BPA backwards.
Except BPA.
Oh,
is
we
not
got him for a few good years.
PAB backwards. You dyslexic piece of shit.
we just held a mirror up and they read the contract backwards. That's stupid. That's with everything, dude. We use it until we. I mean, they used to make clothing out of asbestos. We just don't know any better until we do know any better. And it's like, oh, why
Wait,
people?
how do you make clothing out of asbestos?
Yeah, how's that work?
Well, it's a fabric. It's material. So they would, because it was fire retardant and very.
I thought it was kind of the same. I thought it was like the same kind of like as gyprock, like just the same matter. the
Next,
same.
you're going to tell me we use cement to make clothes as pants as well.
Oh, next you tell me they're cementing cocaine. I won't believe it.
Well,
I won't believe it.
Nonsense.
How
Well,
are you supposed to snort it? You just ram it up your ass for instant effect.
You put it in the cement mixer first. Oh, mate, I don't think so.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I don't want to use the cement. I want clay up there, and then I want the clay hardened, so then I can literally shit bricks.
Oh mate, that sounds natural to me.
That does sound how nature intended it to be.
And you are not going against the grain on this one. Good on you, mate.
You know, okay, so we're sticking genetically modified food up the arse, and apparently that's meant to be better for us. I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay, Levi, do you go down to your
Okay.
local groceries and buy all organic food, or do you?
Hell no, I'm not an idiot.
But
So then, how do you know that what you're getting
dude, the
is
pesticides,
fresh? Yeah.
the
And you know that-
pesticides.
I have no bloody idea. Exactly what you guys said.
So what's
then
your
why?
criticizing genetically modified food for?
Because I'd rather look. Just because these things are proven to be safe doesn't mean they actually are. You know.
You know
I'd
what?
Right, but
rather-
just because you eat a banana doesn't mean it's safe. Whether or not it's been proven that bananas are healthy for you.
I got
Yes, it does.
sexually assaulted by a banana. It wasn't safe. That was a great night.
Look, if it grows from a freaking tree, it's safe.
Well, these
Yeah.
grow from trees. This grows from an orchard. It wasn't grown out of a test tube. These are just apples that have been had the genetically modified.
Yeah.
It's had the
How?
bad stuff taken out.
How?
Imagine if they
What
could-
bad stuff.
I don't know how. Through science, they jab needles into things
You
and
know,
they suck stuff out.
technically, you've been eating genetically modified food this whole time anyway. Because
Yeah.
carrots were initially purple. Well, they
Not
come
me.
in various colors, but they're not naturally
What?
meant to be orange. They were
That's-
genetically modified.
What?
No, no, we're talking about, mate.
Hashtag BS Nugsy. What kind
Yeah,
of
so-
crap?
Yeah.
Where did you?
See, Ed's on me. Ed's on my back now. Oh, thanks,
Color
mate.
of carrots. This is something else. What is the natural color of carrots?
Orange. Don't listen to Nugsy. Oh, thanks, Google.
They were okay. At this time, Dutch were primarily known as carrot farmers. They grew carrots at traditional hues of purple, yellow, and white. Holy cow! He is not lying. A strain of carrot was developed to contain high.
Just because it says so in Wikipedia doesn't mean it's legit.
It's not Wikipedia. This is the treehugger.com.
Why is this orange? Hey, he's right. It's actually on treehugger.com.
It's a real thing. This is a hippie website.
Wait, no, it's not carrothugger.com. This website is a fallacy. When you find a
Yeah.
new website.
Well, see, you're,
This is
you're
legit.
with me now. Nice.
This
know
is
it's
legit.
legit. Yeah.
But why they pick orange as the genetic
I
color?
had something to do with the hierarchy, maybe? I don't remember exactly.
Higher amounts of beta carotene. So
Originally,
a
purple
strain
carrots
of carrots
were the
were
norm,
developed.
but
So-
there were some offshoots. Over time, 17th century Dutch carrot growers managed to cultivate these yellow and white carrots into orange ones we're familiar with today. The purple ones still do exist, but by far,
I want
but they're by the minority of the world.
a purple carrot. I want it now.
You can get them. They're just
have to
not
go.
common as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
I feel like my entire life's been a lie.
There's other like food stuffs that are similar in that sense,
What were
but they've been genetically modified.
oranges originally called? Purples?
Actually, the other one I remember is tomatoes aren't meant to be red.
That I know.
I have heard that. Again, I haven't read up about it, but I want this in a book that's
You know-
easy enough for me to read.
Yeah, see,
with
this carrot
pictures.
thing now throws me everything I've just said out the window. Because, like,
You're fucked.
why the hell?
We're all
yeah,
fucked.
like,
This carotene might kill us.
if you just don't tell me that this is genetic or whatever, I'll just eat it. So there you go, problem solved.
Jeez. Well, speaking of just eating it, you hear what happened in Kazakhstan's capital on November the 11th?
They invented a brown carrot.
No. Couple
This
of...
isn't the one where a few dudes dressed up in a mankini out in
Yep.
public.
Yep.
It is.
A couple of Czech...
Oh,
tourists in the Kazakhstan capital Astana. I guess that's how. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but no, I'm not sorry. I fucking can't read it. Astana. That's how I read it. Get over it. They were fined for, I think it was hooliganism. Hooliganism? Is that a word? Hooliganism. For apparently dressing up as Borat in their capital. In what looks like a snowy, icy cold day, they were wearing mankinis and silly puffy wigs. That takes dedication. My hat goes off to them for being able to do that for a start. But I guess they are Czech tourists.
Czech,
But bloody hell, that looks cold, man. Sacha Cohen actually, was he tweeted it? I think he tweeted it out to my Czech mates who were arrested. Send me your details and proof that it was you, and I'll pay your fine.
Wow.
Granted, it was only 22,500 tenge, which apparently equates to just under $90, I guess Australian.
What?
Oh
wow, what a great guy.
Yeah, I know. But still, I mean, if you're a tourist and if they're like sleeping in hostels, $90 is, $90.
Apparently,
I wonder how much that is in.
That country's very strict anyway, so if it was a local that did that, apparently they would have got a death sentence.
Really?
Because it was a tourist, they were like, oh yeah, no worries.
Far
It's
out.
not a risk.
Well, Kazakhstan hasn't had it good. Apparently they're upset because a movie came out starring Sacha Cohen. I don't know what it was called. 2006 movie called Borat. No idea what it's about.
Borat.
It's about rats.
About a cultural.
Sure, it wasn't Byrat.
Byrat, bisexual rat.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was Kazakhstan wasn't happy about this. Obviously, there's been numerous documentaries made about this, and it was interesting. 2012, I remember when this happened. Kazakhstan officials were also outraged after the fake Borat national anthem, which played at the end of the Borat movie, played during the national shooting team when the national shooting team from Kazakhstan won gold in Kuwait in 2012. So they played the wrong theme song, and on the people and the athletes on the podium were, kind of smirking and laughing, but then they were mortified and, completely and utterly destroyed after hearing, this.
Destroyed or distraught?
Probably both. Destroyed. Morally and spiritually destroyed.
They were shot when they got home.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? People take the piss out of every country. It was just Kazakhstan's turn, and they don't know how to take a joke. Goodness me.
If they played the wrong national anthem, for Australia, that'd be hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I know there would be a lot of people it'd be a massive uproar about it, but that'd be fucking hilarious.
It'd be great. What? Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda.
Oops, I did it again.
What?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Great Aussie songs.
I know.
What's
Adam Hills wanted Working Class Man. Actually, one of his gigs, he sung the national anthem to Working Class Man by Jimmy B. Barnes.
Hey, I wonder what that would sound like.
I can find a link for you if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe. Please do. But just getting back to Kazakhstan, there was one person, Kazakhstan's foreign minister actually thanked Borat for massively boosting tourism to Kazakhstan, which I think is great. And it's true. Before Borat came out, did you know about Kazakhstan? Did you even know where it was on a map? No.
I doubt it.
90% of the population, unless you lived there, no one did.
I thought it was a fake country. I thought it was just like a made-up thing.
I think I'm with you as well.
A lot of people didn't know. No, you say to someone, Kazakhstan. Yeah, it's that place that they made a joke about in that Borat movie ages ago. It's below Russia and it's out there. It's huge, and they persecute Jews there. Which is what happened in the movie. That doesn't actually happen there. It happened in the movie. It's a joke. Laugh.
I thought you were serious.
No, of course
not.
not.
I thought I was going to complain.
Why would anyone...
Yeah, and I was going to support it.
Maybe... Do you think they do persecute Jews? It's terrible if they do. That's atrocious. I was being postmodernistic with my comedy there, using satire, but... I'm going to Google this.
No. I don't think so.
Why do Jews get it so rough? It's not fair.
Why not?
I don't. Is it because it's not? It's just not fair.
Yeah, true.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, speaking of not fair, loot boxes. Are they getting a bad rap right now?
Yeah, it's only taken.
Holy hell.
What is going on with this? I haven't had a chance. I've had a look. Okay, I have had a quick squidgy over the links, but I haven't actually looked into this. Gambling? Apparently, it's equating to gambling because you're taking a risk of what you're getting.
It is gambling.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah.
You're paying. Gambling has a high stakes and low stakes. There's got to be either a loss or a gain, a risk and a reward. With loot boxes, you're paying for what you get. They're sending out the things, which I'm sure.
No, you're not.
No.
You're paying for a box and you don't know what you're getting in it.
It's completely random. The risk, what you described as what you described gambling is exactly what most, not all, most loot boxes do.
Really? I just assume...
you put in a sum of money.
Yeah.
And there's a risk of getting a high reward back, or there's a risk of getting a low reward back.
Well, and just because you go to a pokies and you don't consider that gambling because most of the time you win nothing and then sometimes you win something. Just because you don't win nothing on a loot box, you might just get something low tier or whatever. You're still getting shit. You're not getting what you're earning. Like we used to be able to just earn things. You play something long enough, you earn cash or in-game currency, then you can purchase what you want. Here, it's not keep buying the loot boxes until you get what you want.
Yeah. Well, my belief for what gambling should be is that there has to be winners and there has to be losers. When it comes to loot boxes, everyone's getting the same for the same price.
But what?
Yes, they are.
Who's getting?
I mean, they're getting a loot box, but they're not getting the same loot box. It's different.
Yeah, I could open up something and get shit,
No, that's not true.
Nothing. And Nugsy could open up and get 5 knives in one loot box.
And the other thing is that there are fixed odds with it too. There'd be percentiles and like drop rates.
Georgie's bought 2 loot boxes, and we watched a video as a guy opened his loot box, and we got the exact same stuff that he got in his loot box.
What loot box are you talking about? You're talking about the actual physical loot boxes, aren't you?
Yeah. Why?
Like the subscription ones.
We're talking about in-game.
Yeah, we're talking about in-game ones. And not only that, though, but those loot boxes that you're referring to, that's not even... If you're going to talk about physical items...
Yeah.
We're not even talking about that one. We're talking about like the one that I gave her for her birthday, the silly...
That being said, though...
Bob's Burgers thing.
Yeah.
Those things
blind
are...
bags.
You don't know what you'll get.
Yeah, they're terrible. But
so the things that you subscribe to every month and you get the same thing everyone gets the same thing. That's different. Okay, so I understand why you're saying.
Now we've cleared that mess up. So we're talking about.
They are referred to loot boxes as well. So.
We just had like a 15-minute discussion on the different topics.
We're having 2 different arguments about the same 2 different things. That's great.
We did it, guys.
We did it, guys.
Yeah, peace on earth. We cured cancer. Woo. So wait, we're talking about CS:GO boxes and things like that.
Yes, equivalents of those. Yes.
Did you see the video I uploaded today on my YouTube channel?
No.
This is the only time I've ever unboxed anything for Killing Floor or for any game. It's very short. It's very sweet.
You'll never forget it.
I will never forget it. I after that recording, I went to the bathroom and shoved tweezers up my dick hole to feel better. So. Yes, okay, I will admit that is gambling. Yes, you're putting money in to see if
even then, like I think CS:GO is on the lower end of the spectrum because they're cosmetic.
Yeah, it's still gambling, though.
No, absolutely.
But what about?
But I think some of the bigger issues they came about more because of EA's Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2.
In which you can either grind at least before. I think someone did a calculation.
It's 40 hours.
Yeah. They played the game for 40 hours before they could unlock one character.
One of the hero characters. Yeah, actually, I watched that, and EA did a 180. They flipped on it, and they have made it, quote-unquote, more affordable because everyone was up in arms against it.
EA have fucked up more than once.
More than once. They're into quadruple digits by now, surely. EA. Their motto is, fuck you, we have your money.
So they instituted the loot boxes, which they have in all of their games anyway. You look at like FIFA and they have the trading cards and stuff like that.
Really? In FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Ultimate Team or something. You can buy and trade players, and that you can buy packs and stuff, and you're not always guaranteed to get good players out of them and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's been around for years.
Well, it's not just
Us
that.
Shabs used to do stuff like that. No, I don't think he ever used real money. Like he'd just keep trading players, and you'd earn.
Look at Clash Royale. Look at all the games that you guys play. That anime game with the girls with the great tits. It's you're putting in money. You can buy gems, and then you can redeem those gems to get open up.
Yep,
special
that game is just
chests.
like it.
Yeah,
It's really horrible in the sense that
it's terrifying.
it's like that, and not only if you end up getting a character you like, you have to worry about IVs, which basically mean, if they have better stats in attack, better stats in speed, or worse attack. So that if you get a shit one, you'd be more encouraged to roll again for that same character. Hope that you get that person, and hope that you get a decent IV with decent stats.
That sounds horrible.
And
Or
if you get
you
10
could
of
be
them,
me.
you can merge them together and
make a super one.
make a super one. Exactly.
Yeah. Clash Royale is kind of like that. You collect cards and then you can upgrade, and then it costs gold to upgrade them. And right now I'm trying to save up to 50,000 gold so I can upgrade my knight to a level 12 knight, which would make him one tier below the highest kind of upgrade you can make for a common card. So, and I'm grinding it because I don't want to put money into this thing. I don't. But you know what makes me sad is the fact that these companies have come out with this process of microtransactions and are making millions, if not billions, from it. What makes you sad is that I've never thought of it first. Why is it going?
But even if you did think of it first,
So
how would you?
I'd create a really cheap game like Flappy Bird, only I'd call it Flappy Cock, and it's a chicken flying through the air, and you've got to and you got to actually Flappy Bird was taken off of the market a little while back.
Mario.
But
Mario, because it was a rip-off of Mario.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
it wasn't really. I don't know, Mario. It just had the.
It was a helicopter
the,
game that they ripped off, apparently.
Yeah, it was. It was just the art style or whatever that they copied off Mario.
Yeah,
They
it's close enough.
used the assets and everything.
But,
I didn't care if they got pulled or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think do you reckon that that Steam should be regulated by the Australian gambling regulations in regards to unboxing?
Steam or games?
Well, any game that has.
I think eventually, at
Yes.
some point
Element.
in the near future, the government or whatever will step in so they can get their sticky hands into this and get some money off it as well.
I do think it should be regulated.
I dread to think how much money. Wasn't there a case where
I don't want it to be regulated. I just want the fucking thing to die. I don't want this shit to happen anymore.
Yeah, but
I
it's
want
not going to die.
credits
No.
in fucking Fire Emblem, and I want to pick the character that I want.
No,
I don't want to get these same stupid Rays and stupid whoever these other characters are.
You know why it's not going to die?
Jacobs. What?
Because it's been around for so long, and it took one game franchise for
Yep.
it to just fall apart completely.
And idiots
And after
jump
this is
into
done
it
and dusted,
and they pay for it.
people are going to forget, and they're going to slowly bring them back, or they're going to do something shifty. And
Look, it's-
kudos to the companies that don't do it, like
they probably
CD
suffer
Red
the most.
Project and stuff like that.
Pokemon Go. Do they do it? I don't know. They probably
I
do.
think they do.
Kind of a
To
little.
an
Not
extent,
to the extent.
Kind of a
Not
little.
very, very, very low.
Okay, so they only take $2, not $2.50.
Wait,
God bless them.
it's CD Project Red and not CD Red Project.
Dear me. Well, what last year there was that whole case of that website where you could gamble CS:GO skins come under fire because kids are spending thousands of dollars on this thing, and
But they were gambling though with it. Like they were actually gambling with
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I know.
The
gambling
other
websites.
thing is that the people involved who were
We're
making those
yeah.
videos were the ones who owned the gambling sites, and they would fix the odds.
rigging it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
terrible. Dan, there were quite a few YouTubers that got called out for it.
Yeah, good. Fucking throw them in a ditch and shoot them.
Well, maybe not shoot them, but throw them in the ditch, take all their money, and piss on them.
Take all their
Set them on
clothes
fire.
a little bit, then do whatever you like.
I don't know. I mean,
Slap them with a cactus.
part of me likes the idea of grinding, not grinding, but winning certain things in particular video games, like getting a gun skin and being like, oh, awesome, I've got this now for my AK, or I've got this for my
Yeah,
AA12.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love
It's
doing
awesome.
that. If I can earn it, yeah, it'd be great.
but it does take advantage of people, and people are moronic and will throw away the money and be like, oh, that was very fucking stupid of me, wasn't it? I've got no money for rent or food, and Dad's going to throw me out. It's like, well, yeah, you should have thought of that first, you retard. But
And that's the issue with gambling,
yeah,
because people don't know how to control themselves.
yeah,
But that's not companies' fault for
No, it's just
enabling people for
exploitative.
being stupid. That's their own
Yeah.
fault. But
it's like tobacco
you
just
again.
can't
shady.
blame them for being enabled,
Yeah.
because it's your decision.
Anyone
matter
can
what.
quit smoking. That's fine. It's not the tobacco company's fault that they're producing cigarettes. It's the people who smoke it and continue smoking and choose not to get the help.
Because that will kill the companies if you stop smoking. If everyone stops smoking, no one's going to buy your shit.
Yeah.
You will go bankrupt. Bad luck, gone.
What are you
Dead.
talking about? They got
Yeah.
enough money now for all the CEOs. I'm sure their kids never have to work again. Doesn't matter. They got billions tucked away. They're fine. They'll just invest it into a new company that sells, carrots that have got heroin in them or something like that.
And you have to
Milk it.
insert it up the butt.
The butt. That's a drug I want to check out. But so you reckon? So it was Battlefront 2 that has caused this
Yeah.
whole thing.
I mean, I'm sure people have kicked up a fuss, but nothing quite as big as this. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if EA made it worse for themselves.
Why?
Well, because obviously they added the loot boxes, and they were like, they found the Reddit post, or they read the Reddit post, and they were like, look, guys, you were right. We've cut back 75% of what it was before. I think it was like maybe 10 hours or 15 hours instead of 40. People were like, but that's still an insane amount of time for one character. Why is this even in the game at all?
Yeah.
And that gained a lot of traction. And they were like, look, we reviewed it. Our priorities were wrong. We fucked up. We're going to disable them for now.
Oh, jeez. Well, wouldn't it be sucky if you actually paid and unlocks them just to have it disabled at that point? It's like, well, you threw your money away for nothing. It's like that game. Which company did it on Steam? A game was getting funding through one of these GoFundMe pages.
Is this the one you funded and then
No,
they just took the money?
a different one. I almost funded it actually for like $40, to get a copy of the game. I was so close to getting it. In fact, through Steam you could buy it, pre-order it through Steam, and a lot of people did. It was a Warhammer 40 game MMO kind of shoot 'em up, and then after a while they just released it as free to play. And everyone shat themselves because people, $40 for a game.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of games that have done that. I mean,
Team Fortress 2 or Team Fortress?
Yeah, Team Fortress 2. There used to be $20 or something.
Really?
And then they made it free to play. And a lot of people were happy about it. And what they did with the people that paid for it, they just got a stupid hat for it for their troubles. Thanks.
Reimbursed.
Other companies, though, I think a lot of like MMOs or whatever, when they see like they're struggling, they turn their thing into free to play. The people that paid a certain amount, or like bought it in full, or bought the deluxe edition or some shit like that, they get that kind of money returned to them in-game currency. So, some companies do the right thing and that kind of thing.
Well, in-game currency, what do you use it for? To buy skins and stuff?
Cosmetics and shit like that. Like, I know with Dungeon Defenders too, because I pre-ordered that. Like, I knew it was going to be free to play. It wasn't something that was hidden. But if you wanted to play it early, you'd have to pay $20 or something. So I did that, and I got like $25 worth of in-game content. So like skins, as you said, or extra characters down the line, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So some companies go about it the right way.
Yeah.
Others say like, "Oh, bad luck,"
It's
been out for a while. Deal with it.
I think
That when all this stuff was going on, because it was a couple of weeks ago now. I mean, it's still ongoing, but the brunt of it was a few weeks ago. The game wasn't released until the 17th of November.
wow, that's really recent.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly, like, if people would have had the chance to have bought it at that point.
I think Fortnite did it best. They had a free-to-play option, and then they had like the $40 game edition, $60 game edition, $100 game edition that people could buy, or you could just get the basic
That was
thing.
still
for
insane,
free.
though.
It is, yeah, I know, but they still
They have
released
to make
a
your
free
money.
game.
See, that's the thing. I can understand needing to make money somehow, but there are other ways to do it.
Yeah, like, I don't know, prostitution. I do not
Or
condone...
forced overtime.
Yeah, forced overtime, of course, yeah, that's it. It's ridiculous. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's any easy way of fixing it. It is a huge industry, and I'm sure that the people who run it will have a lot of power and a lot of money to try and stop them trying to regulate anything. That's for sure.
I believe it got so bad for EA that Disney came out and basically told EA to not do it, kind of thing.
Wow.
Like they came out and said you're kind of tarnishing, because they own the Star Wars license.
Oh really? Of course.
And
I didn't even think of
tarnishing. Yeah, it's kind of tarnishing the brand name.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Disney is a company you do not fuck with.
Yeah.
They own everything. They own your soul. Disney owns everything. You look at it, Disney owns everything. Everything. Your thoughts, the words coming out of your mouth. Disney owns it. They have the rights to it.
They own your podcast?
They own Apple, they own Pepsi, they own Coca-Cola, they own everything. Actually, I don't know if they own those things, but they own everything. But okay. Well, let's go past everything that a society has taught us to perceive as acceptable and move into the gentle wilderness of sodomy,
Of cock.
known as
And
the
sodomy.
Would You Rather.
No.
I've missed segment 5 because I got no idea questions from the audience. Okay, audience, what are your questions?
Well, why
Okay.
don't we just start this? Obviously, if you
Well, isn't
you have certain questions to ask us or certain topics to discuss, please put down your comments. Oh, well,
Post
Or
it in
you
the
can-
comment
comments.
you can send a letter.
Preferably on the
to
YouTube channel if you're listening to that.
the
Otherwise,
address
you
to the
can.
certain ennui.
Sorry,
Oh, fine, don't do it. I don't care.
people
No,
can
do
ask
it.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lever.
Maybe you want to ask
Let-
the girth of Ed's penis or something. Who knows?
It's an-
People get curious.
It's an insurmountable number, but I'm trying to figure it out somehow. Yeah, no,
It's longer than pie.
I like the idea, and if the podcast really... No, it's not if. When the podcast really starts to pick up and we have a website where, like, all of our faces are on it in, like, cool man positions, and it's like, biography, Dead, biography, Nugsy, biography, Ennui, and all that
The
kind of
end.
The end, all that stuff in the bread.
Just our names.
What inspired the bread? Well, it all began with incest, things like that. And then it'll be like...
the usual.
And then there'll be like a section that people can submit questions in. That is what I'm looking forward to. It's not that hard to set up a website, but I reckon, yeah, definitely put a question in the comment section, or a comment in the question section down below, and feel free to ask us anything you want. We'll probably answer it. We might not. Depends. If it's something stupid like, what's it like to suck each other's dicks? Well, then we have to tell you the truth. It's pretty freaking awesome. But until then, we have to answer our own questions. And that question for this week is a rather snazzy would you rather that I came across.
Oh, so you put this one in.
Yeah, I came across this one. I came across a section of would you rathers that I'm pretty sure we may have already done, but you know what?
It's not breathing underwater, is it?
No. This one is living. This one's where you live.
Living underwater.
I'm pretty sure we have answered this one before, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Would you rather? Would you rather live in the wilderness, far away from civilization, or live on the streets in a city as a homeless person?
Wilderness.
Wilderness.
Yeah.
I guess-
Hermit life.
I'm guessing living in the wilderness, you're cut off from things like... I'm guessing if you had like...
Everything. Yep, I've been planning to do that all my life.
I know.
No
Just
iPods, no
If I could live,
internet,
if I knew how to live
off the land.
like off the land, and not like the useless person I am now, then I would. I'd just leave and I'd disappear. And
Correct.
you may hear from me, but you may not.
That is the correct answer. Perfect.
But what's interesting is that there was this article about a week ago, I think, about people in New York City who are saving up money, or I don't know if they were paying off their apartment or something like that. They were homeless. They were living on the streets, and they were using everything that was saving to pay off their apartment. Which
that potentially makes sense. So, since I started work, who knows how long it's been going on before that? My dad says he's seen the same thing for a long time, maybe years even.
Yeah.
On my way to work, I walked past this park off the
Ooh.
main road, and without fail, when I was walking to work, every time I'd walk past, almost around the exact same time every morning, there would be there'd just be a car in this little kind of it's not meant to be a parking spot, but like it's to gain access to the park for like I guess maintenance and like gardeners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they'd be parked in this little gravel section, and I'd walk past there every morning, and there'd just be this car.
Mm-hmm.
And as time went on, I'd leave later and later for work because you get to that point where you realize like you work out the distance and when you can leave safely, comfortably without being late.
You get it right, just on the money. Yep.
Yeah. So as time went on,
Mm-hmm.
I'd slowly see different stages of this guy getting ready for work.
In his car.
Yes. I didn't see him ever wake up, obviously, but to start with, it would just be a car. I thought, well, that's pretty weird because the only housing is on the other side of the main road, so it means I'd have to cross the main road to then get in their car, and it's a pretty busy road.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd see him like sitting up in his car, and he'd have a fluoro shirt on, and like he'd be moving around.
Oh, so he was dressed. He wasn't like an office worker. He was like a tradie kind of. Dude.
No, he was a tradie for all, I guess.
Okay. With a fluoro shirt.
And then
yeah, you'd have to be.
Yeah, and then there were points where like I'd see him like reverse out and drive off.
Oh.
But for the last 6 months, more even, this guy has been, I guess, living in his car.
Do you reckon? So do you reckon he was paying off of an apartment or something like that?
I mean, that makes sense now. I always wondered what he was doing. Well, not just that. How is he eating? Where is he having a shower?
Public amenities, and
I guess so.
Eat on the cheap.
Unless he has family or that he just drops by.
Maybe he drives there early in the morning, has a kip before he gets ready for work because he lives far away or something like that.
It could. I don't know.
Could be a few things.
It could be.
What's interesting is that this couple in the States, they were just literally, house surfing, couch surfing. They would be house sitting, pet sitting, plant sitting, whatever. They would find ways to they were technically homeless because they had no permanent address that they were living at, but they were still able to sleep under a roof, I'm guessing, most nights, which I think is a very extraordinary lifestyle to have. I would be interested to see what it was like, but I don't think I could live like that. I'm not a nomad.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's always a thing where you get, like, a new pillow or a new mattress or a new bedsheet. You have, like, that period of adjustment, getting used to it.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to do that all the time. You'd just get sick of it, wouldn't you?
New stains that you enjoy. Definitely.
Yeah, that's right. You miss the old stains.
But I'm guessing it would average out. You'd have some places that were really nice and luxurious, and some places that were like, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping here tonight. Well, it's better than sleeping in the dumpster, which happened in the States again. Some guy was sleeping in a dumpster apparently and got put.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, he was actually put into the back of a garbage truck, and he
wow,
almost got crushed up. They found him. They had to take him to hospital, but yeah, that was something that happened. I just read that article like an hour before we started recording, so I just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, I would soon
Wow.
Ugh.
Well, I mean that kind of extends to backpacking as well, because that's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, or hostels.
Because
hostels.
my cousin.
Hostile. Yeah, hostile.
I'm sure there are a couple of hostels in a hostel.
Yeah, why not? Sorry, your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin over the last couple of years, like he'll go backpacking for a year, and then he'll come back and work for maybe 6 months, and then he'll go backpacking again. How he affords it, I have no idea, but
he probably just lives on the super cheap, like super cheap.
Oh yeah, no, and I assume he works over there as well.
That's pretty cool.
Wherever he is,
it's an interesting lifestyle. It's something that I know that neither I'm pretty sure you, Nugsy, or Leba have not experienced.
I haven't. I'd be interested, but I don't know if I could.
Yeah, that's it. Interested, but beyond that,
because I like the stability. Like I like knowing what I can and can't afford, and then like ending up in a place where I might not be able to fly home. Like I just feel trapped. I don't like that feeling. I don't like leaving the house without having like cash in my wallet sometimes.
Well, until that wallet's stolen. But yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, no, your wallet wasn't stolen.
It hasn't happened. No,
yes,
it
you're
happen.
right. Sorry, knock on wood.
It did not happen, Ed.
You're right. Oh, well. I guess you're right. It is stability. I think stability is what grounds us. Wait,
Mm.
Leber, did you mute yourself? You've been very quiet.
No.
You've been thinking in hard thought.
Well, I'm just waiting for the opportunity to run women and homosexuals, and there hasn't been an opportunity yet. So
You know what you should do? You should advertise one side of your bed, Leber, as like, you know how like you got Airbnb where you can have tourists stay at your house. Advertise one half of your bed as the
Bed and
Airbnb. Yeah, and then you sleep in the other half, and then you kill them when they're sleeping, and you slash their heads open, and you fuck it, and then you say you won't be doing that again, you cheeky little devil, and then you bury them in your garden, and then in a few years' time, when you get arrested, they'll write a story which turns into a movie, and you'll be known as the Australian slasher. You'll make who's that? Ivan Milat look like a friggin' kids entertainer by the time you're done.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't even know how you thought of all that just then.
It was off the top of my head. I must admit,
What?
I'm very scared sometimes of my imagination, but definitely worth a try. Anyway, I think that about sums it up. Does anyone have any final thoughts? Food for thought in the final seconds of the podcast?
I usually write stuff down on my phone.
Great. Okay, fantastic. Congratulations.
Oh yeah,
And,
you know what I was thinking? I was thinking on the way to somewhere the other day.
What?
You know how like I saw, you know what it was? There was a car next to us they were driving into a cemetery with dead flowers in the back of the car.
How poetic.
So I thought I thought that was a really weird thing to have, and then I thought, what if in this hypothetical scenario, flowers didn't die on their own? There was just a guy going around replacing all the good flowers with dead flowers.
Oh, fucked that up, didn't I? Maybe. What? So flowers never die. It's just there's one guy who just
some guy
constant
I guess,
rotation.
poisons them. Yeah,
throughout the entire
Well, you
world.
could just get fake flowers. I mean, that's the point of them.
Fake flowers are
yeah.
horrible.
That's why the fake flowers don't die, Leber, you moron.
Yeah. They're driving him out of his business. I bet it was a very sad day when he found
Maybe
out.
Leber's the person. No, wait, he
Oh.
wouldn't advocate fake flowers if he was that person.
No. Well, thanks for that, Nugsy. I know next time I
You're
walk
welcome.
past the cemetery, I'm going to be thinking that. Lever, any final thoughts that could possibly wipe my mind blank of what I was just told by Nugsy?
When you bleach your anus, make sure you wash well afterwards.
Okay. I already knew that. Okay.
Sorry.
As for myself, I've just learnt, don't ask your fellow podcasters any final questions for the final thought. Anyway, with that being said, it's been a fantastic podcast. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Take care, live long, live well, look after yourselves, look after each other. Don't forget, we've got the YouTube channel. We've got my YouTube channel, which is deaded/deaded. Shut up. And then we have...
Dead 3 Ed, actually.
Yeah, dead. I've messed this up so hard.
Dead for Ed.
Dead forever.
Be dead for Ed.
And this is a podcast. Thank you. And good night. Oh my fuck. Oh, that was effortless right there. An effortless fuck up. It's an FF. Or is it an FEF?
No, it would be EF.
Libert, what did you... Oh.
EFU.
Effortless... FU. So
Where'd
I
you
mean,
get FF from?
effortless. It doesn't begin with F. Libert, what did you do when you went away for those 2 minutes? Did you have to go potty?
I just went to the kitchen.
Why?
Why not?
He was murdering that backpacker.
He's making mac and cheese.
You call it murdering, I call it love.
Oh dear.
Wake up for breakfast, peanut butter toast. Open the bread box, shit, there's no loaf, oh no, my toast. How will I get by? Oh, what am I gonna do? No, nothing else will do. I need my loaf. Go down the road to the store. Head to the bakery, but fuck, they've got no more. Oh no, my loaf. How will I get by? No, I don't know what to do. Oh, I think I have a clue. It's in the Bread Podcast.